So what we are discussing is this is a continuous beam and subjected to several loads. But as I mentioned to you, D1 is not caused alone by A1. It can be because of A2, A3, and D2 cannot be caused only by A2. Of course, it is the corresponding deflection. We can say at that point when the location where load is applied and where the deflection is there, it is a corresponding. So when we relate these quantities with the matrices, A1 will always will be related with D1, but D1 is caused by all the loads. Similarly, D2 caused by all loads, D3 caused by all loads. But I would say when somebody asks what is the corresponding deflection to A2, I can say, okay, it is D1. And what is corresponding deflection to A2? Because this is the same location, same joint or same support. So this you have to keep in mind. Now, let us talk about flexibility first because it is more easier to understand than the stiffness method. Probably after this flexibility method, when we understand, I will stop the lecture. And in our next class, we will be discussing about stiffness because time is less. So what we can understand through when we want to generate the stiffness flexibility coefficient in this beam, the continuous beam after this, the figure after this is this. All of you can see this figure. You can see this figure. So let us assume there will be flexibility coefficient which we are interested in calculating at the locations where loading is applied or at the location where we want to calculate the deflection. In our method of flexibility and stiffness, we have the location only at joints and support. This I have shown it in the middle of the span because just for the concept purpose. Okay, so in later on, whatever examples we are doing, we will be calculating only at the support. This support, this support, and this support. So what I am trying to say to you is please keep in mind that this is something, the location is important where we want to generate the flexibility coefficient. So first case, where I have applied load A1 and where I am interested in finding deflection, I have shown here the flexibility coefficient which can generate, because you know, according to definition just now I have defined, flexibility is nothing but the deflection produced because of the unit applied load. But since there are three quantities here, we will consider one by one load at a time, and there the superposition principle will come into picture. We will study the effect of one load at a time in the beam. So this diagram is useful, which I have shown here. We are going to study the effect of A1 alone, generate the flexibility coefficient. So A1, when you know that it is because of the unit applied load. So I have shown here the magnitude of A1 is equal to 1, and what are flexibility coefficient which are generated are F11. Now I will explain the subscript. It is very important because understanding of subscript is very important. It is easy only. You shouldn't do mistake in writing the flexibility coefficient. So what first subscript says, where I want to calculate the deflection. Deflection means under the unit load, what is the deflection? I will, in these exercises of calculating the deflection and the forces only. So when I talk about flexibility, I have to calculate deflection here because it is the deflection because of unit load. So F11, then you have one first subscript says location where you want to calculate the deflection. And second subscript says the unit action where it is being applied, where the load, where the unit load is applied, that shows the second subscript. So first subscript says the location, second subscript says caused by the unit action A1. So when I want to write the flexibility coefficient here at 2, you can see here F2, then first subscript is always F2. First subscript is 2 because at 2, I want to calculate the deflection. I want to calculate the flexibility coefficient. Second subscript says because of unit action applied at 1, and that is the reason I have done the numbering here 1, 2, 3. You can see here the numbering 1, 2, 3. So second is F21 is deflection calculated at 2 because of the unit action applied at 1. And similarly, third, flexibility coefficient, that is the rotation. Instead of deflection, we are calculating rotation here. Please always remember the moment is causing rotation. That doesn't mean moment does not cause deflection somewhere else. But when I calculate the quantity at that point, I am interested, please relate moment only with the rotations. Don't relate moment with the forces or deflection. For example, here you can't calculate rotation because of force and the vertical deflection. Here you can't calculate rotation, though rotation will be there. You can't calculate even if rotation, because it is mathematically, it should be relate the forces with deflection and moments with the rotations from mathematics point of view. That doesn't mean that it does not include the effect of the deflection here while calculating rotation here. It doesn't mean that effect of these forces will be considered. Effect of this force will cause the rotations here, that we will be including. Effect of this moment will cause the deflections here, that we will be including. So similarly, we can say, okay, this is a F31 is a rotation. 3 says the third location where I want to calculate. I am interested in finding out the flexibility coefficients, the rotation, and first subscript says that it is causing because of the unit action applied at 1. So I hope all of you have understood what do you mean by F11, F21, and F31. Can someone says or anyone has doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
No, no doubt.
Tell me. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So next slide. You can see here, this is the first diagram, same as what I have shown. This is the second diagram, where the effect of A2 is being considered by applying unit load. A2 is equal to 1. And whatever flexibility coefficient generated at location which I have shown earlier, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is the deflection. Now, how to write as per our subscript definition? This coefficient will be F12 generated here. What is 1? 1 is where I want to calculate the location where I want to calculate the deflection. 2 says where I have applied the unit force or unit action in second case, because we have to consider effect of all the forces. So first we have already included F11, 2, 1, 3, 1. See what is the meaning of assigning this kind of subscript? Because it will directly give you that mathematical form, matrix form, the standard method of writing the coefficients, matrix coefficients. You can see here the equation F11, F12, F13, the row and the column F21, F31, then F22, F23, F32, similarly. So this is based on this. Mathematically also it should match when you write. So don't mix up, F12 here or F31 somewhere here. It is not like that. It is very systematically, it should be written always. These coefficients, what we can write here, F12 because of 2 unit action at 2. F22, of course, I am calculating deflection at 2 and because of unit action at 2. So we will call F22. and F3 too, because of the unit action applied at 2, but because of the calculation of the rotation at location 3. So F3 2, we call it F3. Similarly, the last one, I have applied the couple, is A3 is equal to 1, the moment, and you generate the flexibility coefficients, F1 3, F2 3, and F3 3. Again, the significance is same. When you make A1 0, A2 and A3 are 0, of course, because ultimately we will be using superposition principle. I will tell you the equation how to write superposition principle. So F A3 is equal to 1. You are having F1 2 is equal to, sorry, F1 3 is 1 where you want to calculate deflection, unit action applied at 3. F2 3 is unit action applied at 3 and calculated at 2. F3 3 is unit action applied at 3 and calculate applied unit reaction at